Hello, everyone. This is Mia, your mystic therapist, here with a channeled message from God, Goddess, and the angels and our ancestors. Okay, so there is a group of souls who have purposely incarnated on the planet at this time to raise the vibration of the planet as we are going through what the Bible would call the book of Revelations, right? So this is a time in this world where all of the ways that are not working is dying, right? So all of the things that has been horrible, such as like the rapes, the abuse, the murder, the drugs, the poverty, all the things, all the bad people, right? They are fighting so intensely in order to stay in power, but it is crumbling. The world is crumbling as we know it. Now, there is a group of souls on this planet who has been born, I would say, in the last 100 years, right? Who we would call chosen ones, or we would call starseeds. So some ways to identify if you are one of those people: most of the time you are always considered the weird person. Most of the time you are rejected for being different. Most of the time you have a spiritual gift, such as you have dreams about the future. You can feel how people are truly feeling. You have psychic gifts, whether that's the ability to hear into the spirit realm and different things like that. A lot of the times you were born into a family that was pretty challenging emotionally. So you were the person who would be considered the black sheep. You were called to break generational curses through healing. And so you also are someone who genuinely wants to love. A lot of the times you're a very, very loving person, genuinely. Like you don't understand why people are so mean, why people are so cruel, because even though you can be like that, because we are still human beings, you're not really designed like that. You have a little bit more God in you. You're someone whose presence tends to irritate people's demons, right? Just your light casts a light on people's own shadow. So you're someone who most likely tends to struggle with like rejection wounds or abandonment wounds, because when you come up in people's spaces, a lot of the times it triggers jealousy within other people. So then they'll reject you or talk bad about you or shun you because you make them feel like crap about themselves, even though you're probably very nice and very loving. So they even have a movie. They tried to do a movie called Chosen on Netflix, where it's talking about Jesus. But if you kind of look at the story of Jesus is a Venusian starseed who came onto this earth to bring the gospel from God, right? From the creator. And so many people shunned him, stoned him, rejected him, abused him, all sorts of stuff. So that's a lot of the stuff that starseeds and chosen ones tend to experience on this earth. Now, that is some ways that you can identify if you are chosen, if you are a starseed. I just want you to know that you are not alone, and there are many people on this earth that are just like you, right? Now, with that being said, you actually volunteered before incarnated on this earth to come on this earth plane in order to raise the vibration of the planet through your unique gifts. So chosen ones and starseeds have different gifts. Some of us are psychics, like for example me, I'm the oracle, right? Some people are the people who shake things up, like for example Kanye West, right? Here to expose things in the industry. There's so many different ones. You can watch Ralph Smart's video called Different Types of Chosen Ones and learn a little bit more about this, right? If you want to see what type of chosen one you are, what your purpose is. But at this time in society, when the third dimension, the old dimension, is dying, we've been training our whole lives in order to recreate the new way of existing, the new way of being, bringing in a new frequency onto this earth plane. Now, that can be something as simple as you building a new school, or going in to be a teacher, but you bring meditation in and you teach the next president of the United States, who's 5 years old, how to meditate, right? So something that simple is something that changes the earth, that sends positive ripple effects into the world. It could be something as simple as starting a vending machine, having a vending machine business where you're selling like healthy snacks. It could be simple, or it can be really big where you're building things that, you're becoming a healer, where you're being a multidimensional healer. So instead of just, for example, like me, instead of just focusing on mental health, because we understand that even though all is mind, we are multidimensional beings. So bringing in ancient indigenous healing practices that was, demonized by the people who oppressed our ancestors. We're bringing this healing energy back so that people can actually heal, instead of being told that they have all these mental health diagnoses and have to be on medications forever. You know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to change the world, basically, right? You're here to change the world in your own unique way. And we can't do it by ourselves. And it can feel very isolating when you have this, when you are chosen, you will always have this like thing inside of you that's just like, do this, do that, learn this, learn that. Like, you're supposed to be doing this. I know you're working this 9-to-5 job, but you're supposed to be doing this. And no matter what you do, no matter what you try and do to distract yourself, you will always be guided back to this thing, right? I also wanted to say a lot of chosen people are like artists right now too. You know what I'm saying? People who actually talk about real stuff. Like, I saw this freestyle by King Los the other day where he really broke down some real stuff about like the Willie Lynch speech and its effect on the minds of Black people. Like, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times we have different creative talents in addition to spiritual talents. But I wanted to make this video today to really let you know that, number one, you are not alone. And number two, you have a purpose and a mission to fulfill here. You're not just here to lay in bed and be sad, you know what I'm saying? Or go out and just drink or be in all these toxic relationships, you know what I'm saying? You're really here with a purpose. You're here to change the world. You're here to leave a legacy. After you pass on, the things that you create, the things that you put out into this universe is going to be here forever. So make your life count and know that your life is not just about you. So if you are feeling like, oh, I don't know if I want to paint, I don't want to post my paintings, or I don't want to post my songs, or I don't want to post this, or I don't want to start this business because of that. Darling, one of my good friends, AM Honcho, thank you so much, shared with me one day when I was nervous about stepping into being a different type of therapist, the kind of therapist that I truly am on the inside instead of what they tell us that we're supposed to be. He was just like, your purpose is not about you. Don't be selfish. And that changed my life, because the days that maybe I felt cringy to show up, online a certain way that, I know certain people may feel threatened by because it threatens their societal programming and their subconscious, I realized this is not just for me. This is really for my clients. And because I shine my own unique frequency, I've been able to help people all over the world in ways that a lot of modern therapists really couldn't, right? It just simply is what it is. It wasn't about me. And something as simple as being a therapist for someone, or teaching someone a specific thing, or helping them to hone in on their spiritual gifts, it heals families. And not only does it heal families, that heals generations of families, right? That's sending healing across the entire universe. So never for a moment think that you posting that one song didn't keep somebody from committing suicide that day. Never for a moment think that that one painting kept someone's home from looking like they're living in a mental asylum. Never for once think that that one snack in the vending machine didn't keep somebody from freaking going into a diabetic coma that day. You know what I'm saying? So show up and do God's work, because that's what we're here to do. People may not understand it, right? But you literally are going to ascend. Y'all most likely are going to be the first millionaires in your family, right? Because even though things are being destroyed, things are also being rebuilt right now, and you are a part of that solution. So show up for your purpose, show up for your life. And if you need a therapist to assist you with this and who understands your process, book a session at www.flamesoflove.com.